Previously on the Infinite Escape Room.
And you hear a clattering from your kitchen as the coffee knocker begins to blink in and out of existence.
To the chest.
Can you grow up in the dead again, Mike?
Please don't sue us.
No, it's just angry water.
Flaming, splashy, splashy burn death zone.
No dismembering the corpses, Michael.
Hello and welcome to the Infinite Escape Room, the puzzling podcast where a bunch of geographically diverse chums come together, have a drink, and work together to solve a homemade escape room of the ears. I'm Ben Lavery-Griffiths, and this week I am drinking a Reg McGregor from the Orkney Brewery Company. I picked up a bottle of this when I was holidaying in Scotland a few weeks ago.
Ooh, very nice.
And joining me this week, we have...
I'm Jamie, and this week I'm feeling a little bit fruity. I am drinking a raspberry, strawberry, and elderflower cider from the very prestigious Aldea. And it's actually quite nice. Despite that cacophony of flavours, it's quite palatable.
Is this one of those drinks so sugary that, I mean, A, my teeth itched when you described it, but B, that you could, like, if you poured it in the bath, you could run across the top of it. It would form a crust.
I can feel the diabetes kicking in already, to be fair. But it is nice. It is tasty. It's a very summery drink.
They should put that on a tin.
We're guaranteed to give you diabetes.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm drinking... Actually, I've criticised Jamie. I say criticised. I wasn't criticising you, Jamie. I love you so much. But I was taking the piss out of Jamie for drinking a bag of liquefied sugar. And I'm drinking Calvados, which is basically the same. It's apple brandy. It's a bit of Calvados over ice. It's really lovely. I can't tell you the brand because the bottle's downstairs. And it didn't really register after the word Calvados, which I love. So I'm going to say this is from Calvados Farm in the Calvados district by the Calvados Distillery Company. They were pretty cool cats. Ironically, they make crisps most of the time. This was an offshoot.
Vegetable crisps?
No, meat. And not like, meat flavour, just not like no potatoes at all. Yeah, they just put basically, they sharpen cattle grids and then put very heavy sacks of flour on top of cows and push them over. And then that's how you get meat flavoured crisps, meat crisps.
Isn't that jerky?
And there's like a fire underneath. Yeah.
I mean, I'm game. That sounds amazing.
Is that like gamey? Is that like a pheasant?
It depends what goes through the cattle grid by accident.
Welcome to Calvados Farm. Here, have this sack of flour.
Okay.
Before we begin, I'd like to thank our Patreons for their continued support, and I'd like to give a special shout out to 3 of our supporters: Christopher Chung, Will Ryder, and Karen Kate. Thanks very much to all of you for helping keep the show on the metaphoric road.
We love you.
Right then, just what is the Infinite Escape Room?
Tell us, Ben.
Well, I will.
Thank you.
It's like any other escape room you may be familiar with, but this one reaches across all known themes, retail parks, and dimensions. And, because it's infinite, there is no end. Every room in the Infinite Escape Room links into the next, in one big never-ending escape experience adventure. Each week, one of us will present a part of the Infinite Escape Room, while the others try and solve it. If you don't escape within 30 minutes, then terrible things shall befall you, and if you break anything, you will lose your deposit, which this week is breakfast time.
Oh no. I love breakfast time.
Which one? First breakfast? Second breakfast?
All of the breakfasts.
Oh, no.
So yeah, don't break anything.
But when else will I eat my crumpets, Ben? When else will I eat my crumpets?
I guess you could have them for lunch.
11sies?
That'll do.
11s isn't breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We've still got 11sies, so...
Yeah. And brunch, that's not included.
Yeah, I feel a little bit calmer, but still. Missing out on 2 meals.
I've actually cut out breakfast recently during the week because I figure that given that I basically sit on my arse all day, I don't need 3 meals. And it's working well. I bring like a big jug of water up with me with lemons in. And then I just have breakfast at lunchtime, which also means I don't have to think what I want to have for lunch. I just have breakfast.
That is smart.
Mike's not looking so sure.
He looks disgusted.
I'm... What? So you're having like cereal or a bit of toast for lunch?
Oh yeah, toast for lunch. Peanut butter on toast.
Ben, I think this is actually the saddest I've been since you came on having eaten a bowl of pasta with some salad cream in it.
That sounds horrific.
Unironically, it was... Oh, I'm really sorry, Ben.
No, I don't miss having a meal at the beginning of the day. The only thing I do miss a little bit is that I can't drink tea before I've eaten something because it messes with my stomach. So I'm not drinking tea until the afternoon.
Listeners, please send your sympathies to Ben's breakfast, and please reach out and tell him that he is loved and that he should have breakfast.
I'm going to set up like a charity or something for this. Just
get Ben fed.
For just £3 a month, you can buy Ben a bowl of Cheerios at 8 in the morning, which the postman will pour through his letterbox, and his dog will probably eat.
Probably.
Don't ask where the milk comes from.
But then Ben will be quite tired from wrangling his dog, and he'll probably have an earlier breakfast.
It's when
A normal man. I love breakfast. Sorry, I think that's why it upsets me. I love food so much, and breakfast and lunch is just brilliant.
Are we ready?
I am indeed ready.
Then let's enter the Infinite Escape Room. Last time on the Infinite Escape Room, our trusty crew fled in a Viking funeral barge, and just as it was pelted by flaming arrows, it bumped ashore, allowing our travellers to alight. Legs still a bit wobbly, they staggered further inland until they saw a faint, pulsating blue light in the distance. Heading towards the light, they saw a tall, blue police box with its doors open. Rounding the corner, they saw themselves, but several decades older. Ah, shit, says older Mike. It's the Viking ship episode, isn't it? We've gone too far back. They offered you a jelly baby. Right, you might want to buckle up because things are a little bit complicated. Present-day Mike and Laura are ushered into the spacious blue police box, a large resonating pillar in the centre of a surprisingly circular room. Older Mike starts to wax lyrical about how awful the design of USB was because you never got it right the first time or somehow the second time either. While this is going on, you notice older Laura rolling her eyes before walking out of the room into what looks like a long passageway. You've got no idea where she's going, or how on earth this room fits into a police box, never mind a corridor and probably more rooms. Your attention switches back to older Mike as he says, and so you can understand why the whole thing is complicated, but hopefully you're better equipped now. You pause for a moment to ponder whether it would be rude to ask him to repeat himself, before once again realising you've not been paying attention.
Cheers, Ben. Standard Mike waffle. USB.
So anyway, young Michael, you'll understand how I'm keeping your Laura for a while, younger model and all. Older Mike pulls a lever and a window opens in the ceiling. After pressing a few buttons, a beam of energy bursts through the open window and appears to be drawing something in from outside. Particles and energy coalesce into the form of the previous narrator. It's Jamie! This will be your companion now, yells older Mike, before simultaneously grabbing Laura's wrist and pulling two more levers. The room tips to the side and some doors open. You slide along the floor and clutch at the door frame. Items from the room slide around and some hurtle towards you, hitting you all over. One or two even find their way into your pockets. A rush of air suddenly snaps to a vacuum. You're standing in what looks like a waiting room, with a police box in it. As the doors to the police box snap shut, you see older Mike wrap his arm around Laura's shoulder and say, "Did you know I'm Riggedy-Diggedy Mike Collins?" The police box pulsates and vanishes. Two men enter the room. One is dressed in a black suit, and the other is wearing military uniform with the chest adorned with various medals. You must be our language experts. The life form is through here. The men take you into a small room. We don't have much time. We only have 30 minutes before the higher authority takes this case. And believe me, none of us want that to happen. You need to figure out how to open this. The suited man points at a box on the table. We've had a go, but it appears that we only have one go left. Our experts have translated the symbols into what appears to be numbers. The man points at a sheet of paper. This is the life form. We do not know how to communicate with it. We have no idea if it will be cooperative. But that is why we have brought you in. A jelly-like blob looks to be contained in some kind of cage. Few distinguishing features are clear, but you see what looks like an eye, and probably an ear, along with something resembling a mouth. Good luck, both of the men say, before closing the door and locking it. Your time begins now. What would you like to do?
Let's have a little rifle through these pockets of ours.
Well remembered, Jamie.
Who's rifling first?
Well, Jamie, I'll rifle through Jamie's pockets and Jamie can rifle through mine.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Wonderful. Hands deep in Mike's pocket. Jamie wraps his hand around a long curved object.
Wrong pocket, Jamie.
Sorry.
Pulling it out, he finds a banana. Meanwhile, as Mike rummages through Jamie's pocket, he finds a small, hard, cool object. Pulling that out, it appears to be some sort of almost like earpiece, like one of those Bluetooth earpiece things. Looking on the side of it, it says "Human to Other Translator."
Perhaps a sort of Babelfish style translator majig.
Yes. I wonder if we can use the banana as our first thing. Get the creature to say what this is in its language, and then we can decipher it from there and extrapolate it.
Yes, and a banana is famously quite a meme unit of standard measurement these days as well. Banana for scale. And with imperial measurements coming back in, banana weirdly might actually be the most consistent measure of scale.
10 bananas to the furlong.
Yep, 6 bananas is 472 apricots or something. Can we... Yeah, okay. Can I stick the translator magic in my ear, please? Approach the blob and point at the banana and say, banana.
Sure, yes. Both of you hear exactly this. The alien looks entirely confused, and the translator doesn't appear to work for you, Mike.
I'll give it a go and see if, for some reason, I can hear something better.
Oh, okay, right.
Banana.
Listeners, Jamie's nodding because he's recognising the Welsh in this.
Yeah, it's some sort of deep Welsh dialect from the old country.
Deep Welsh, I love the idea. The forgotten, the deep Welsh.
That's where all the consonants have gone, and the vowels, every single one of them.
So, Jamie, no, it didn't seem to work for you either, and the alien is looking quite confused still.
Are there any settings on that little Bluetooth thing to switch it back and forth? Okay.
No. There's a little earpiece, a little what looks like a microphone, and the words "human to other translator."
Oh, human to other. So we can communicate with him. He can't communicate
Very
with us.
presumptuous of you.
Well, assuming it's a human to other. So
There's a him.
oh, I see. Sorry, yes. I mean, fair play. You're not wrong. It feels a little bit bad. They, I suppose,
Them,
is probably
yeah.
the correct term. Yeah, they. Okay, could we give the earpiece to the blob, which has an ear?
You can, yes.
Can we put it in the blob's ear? It feels
Yes,
a little
we can,
bit
yes.
intrusive to be doing so, but
Yes, you can reach through the cage and place the earpiece in the ear.
could have stuck it in the eye as well. Maybe we could stick the banana in the eye later for fun. Because that's apparently what you do. You just weird research on people.
So hot off the after the mangling and the dismemberment of the corpse, you're gonna molest an alien presence.
Now, Jamie, was that the right thing to do?
That was
I think
exactly
you'll find it
the right
was.
thing. You've not been wrong
Michael,
yet.
you can't mangle a corpse. You might solve the puzzle too early. That was the, Okay, yeah. So with that pointed at me, can I point again at the banana and say, "We call this a banana. What do you call this object?"
The alien does that quite confidently. He's obviously told you what he calls it or what they call it, and a bunch of other stuff which seems utterly incoherent to you.
Maybe we try again and say, don't say any other words, just the name of this object. None of your fancy business.
Again, feels quite confident, but not that cooperative.
I think it's sassing us. It's going the right way for a royal kicking.
What was going to happen to us again if this thing?
A higher authority is going to come in and take the case over.
I think if he doesn't start shipping up, we'll leave him to that higher authority. 'Cause-
Put your squeeze on him.
yeah.
Can we take a look at the box?
You can do, yes. The box is a shiny black material, cool to the touch. There is a keypad on top with 10 keys, each with a symbol on it that you don't recognise. A display with a blinking cursor suggests there are 5 digits to enter.
Can we take a look at the symbols?
You can do. There's a bit of paper on the table, as previously said. Do you want to have a little look?
Yes, I would like to have a look at these paper on the table.
Wonderful. It is in the chat and will be in the show notes.
So we've got a series of numbers, 1 to 9 plus 0 going down. And then next to each of those digits is a symbol. So next to the number 1, it almost looks like a paper aeroplane with the sort of the trail showing where it's flown. Next to the number 2, it looks like an aeroplane about to go down into the sea. There's a theme, very aeronautical theme. The number 3 almost looks like a Japanese symbol of something, with like a single stroke and then a very fancy looking triangle. Number 4 almost looks like how you'd imagine someone drawing air or wind. Number 5 looks like potentially like a fish swimming downwards in a very fancy way. Number 6, I'm going to say that's a whale breaching the surface, trying to kiss a star. Number 7 is a bunch of stick figures doing the can-can. Number 8 looks like a ninja Death Star flying through the air. And again, you've got the sort of air trails showing where it's moving, which is quite nice. Number 9 looks like a group of stick figures falling down an escalator. And the number 0 looks like a smashed, cracked screen. Is that accurate?
That was a really interesting Rorschach test you just administered there, Ben. Because Jamie was describing these, and I wondered if I'd got the wrong PDF.
The listeners will make up their own minds, damn it.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's just like Jamie's imagination knows no bounds, whereas I look at it and I go, yeah, line with a cross, couple of lines, some more lines, curly line that looks like a 9, 2 cross lines, 3 lines, the big cross, 1 line with 5 crosses through it, an eye with a hole in it. And then and then I think we agree on number 0 looks like a smash screen.
So we go 1 out of 10 is not bad.
Again, I think it shows my lack of imagination and your overabundance of it.
Did you want to have a more general look around the room as well?
Can we look under the table, please, Ben, just in case you've done something dastardly?
You can do, yes. There's under the table stuff like dust, bit of chewing gum maybe.
What's on the chewing gum?
Dust.
What's dust?
Yeah, anything else around the room that looks interesting?
The room is very sparse. So you've come into the room from a door in the corner of the room. Sort of opposite the door is the alien, the life form, in a sort of round cage. In front of that is the table with the box and the bit of paper on. And in front of the table, there are 2 chairs, presumably so you could each sit down. Behind the chairs and sort of next to the door, there is a chalkboard with a plentiful supply of chalk and erasers. There is also a plant in the opposite corner to the door.
Is there anything written on the chalkboard?
No, it's not clean. It's been used, but everything's been sort of rubbed off and there's nothing discernible on there.
Can I give the plant a thorough inspection just in case there's something hidden?
It's very luscious looking, very well looked after. Looking at the pot, it seems to have come from set dressing ink.
Set dressing ink. Very good.
With a glue.
Okay, so
wait, my mental image for this blob is very similar to the blob that we fought in the Quest special.
Can I set fire to it in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, that'll learn it.
You don't have enough AP.
Bugger.
So we're able to make it understand us, but we can't necessarily understand it. We have a translation system. Oh, we could ask it if it knows the code for the box with, I guess, hey, Mr. Blob, Mr. Alien Blob, do you know the code for the box? Give us 1 blart for yes, 2 blarts for no. I guess that was 1 blart.
1 blart?
So I guess he knows the code for the box.
Maybe we need a default question to know what's yes and what's no.
Oh, okay, go.
Mr. Alien Blob person, does Mike have hair upon the top of his head? Okay, so that's no.
Okay, so Bizarro Woof is no. Bizarro Woof Woof. How am I going to write that?
Bizarro Woof Woof. That's like a gargle wo wo.
Gargle wo wo.
Okay.
Bizarro Woof Woof gargle wo wo. And does Jamie have hair on top of his head? You've just ordered a cab, haven't you, in North Wales?
Okay, so yes, we seem to have distinct yes and no responses there. So let's try again. Do you know the code to this box, alien person? They do.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, can I show, because he has an eye as well, can I show they have an eye as well, I mean, actually, are there any discernible giblets? I mean, it would be very...
No, as previously said, the only discernible features is a single eye, a single ear, and what looks like a mouth.
Does the eye have long eyelashes? Because that's how they do it in video games to tell you if it's a lady character. I've seen Miss Pac-Man. I know how it works.
It has long eyelashes on the lower lid and not the upper.
Ah, I see. It's from that planet.
Or it's upside down.
Should we turn the cage over, just in case? Yeah. Things suffering.
Are you the right way up?
Okay, it's fine.
Yes. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Because it's just, are you dreadfully uncomfortable? Like, oh, gets the right way up. It's like, I can speak English now. Oh, dear. It's terrible. Got a slime in throat. Right, back to Alpha Centauri. Okay, well, so a way we could do this is we could show our alien the note with the symbols and essentially point down them and go, is the first character of the password in the top half of this note? The alien is working things out. Yes. Is it the first symbol that appears? Is it the second symbol that appears? Is it the third symbol that appears? Is it the fourth symbol that appears? Is it the fifth symbol that appears? Oh, okay.
Lovely.
So it's the fifth symbol, which I think Jamie described as what would you describe it? Was it?
That's a fish swimming down into the sea with like a beak.
So it wasn't like a crashing aeroplane or anything. I feel there were a lot of crashing aeroplanes.
No, number 2 is a crashing aeroplane. There's a lot of aeronautical and like water themes. I don't know what's inside Ben's head right now, but there's a clear pattern that I'm seeing, and I'm slightly concerned.
I would just say, choosing your strategy wisely, there are, or there were before you found the first character, 60,000 combinations. So you might just like to think about your method.
Oh, it seems to be working. Ben clearly has a better way for this to be solved in his head. Okay, Jamie, are we missing a smarter way of solving this?
Potentially. I mean, we've not used the banana yet, and maybe we feed the banana to the thing as a bribe, but it seems to be cooperating fine with us. Sorry, they.
Would you like a banana, Blob?
Okay, that's not an ass, so no banana.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're probably fine. So.
There's probably a smarter way for this to be solved, which we are just missing.
Yes.
We've dumbed our way to approach.
So we got
well, let's indulge ourselves for a moment and pretend we were clever.
Yeah. So we got the chalkboard, so we could draw stuff and it could see and respond to what we're drawing. We also have the banana.
Oh, yeah, we could just... Okay, so the reverse way of doing this would be we'd code... So what is the first symbol in your language? And then we could get him to code a sound to each of those symbols and then just get him to describe the password to us.
I don't have that many sounds.
You can do it live, Ben.
Wow, and now we know how you did those originally.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Ben wanted a smarter solution, but not that smart.
What's our current time, Ben?
You have got 12 and a half minutes left.
Okay.
Suddenly that dumb way is looking pretty fucking good, isn't it, Jamie?
It's looking pretty tempting.
Looking fine. Looking fine.
Jamie, do you want to take the next symbol?
I shall do. So, alien blobby person, if I may call you that, is the second character in this password. Is it in the top half of this character list? That's the ass thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
That's good. Okay, thank you. So, is it the first character in this list? Oh, it's a 1. Lovely.
Hey!
Thank you very much, Alien Blob. Okay. And I'll go to the next one. So for the third character, Alien Blob, is it in the top half of this character list? Bottom half. Thank you very much. Is it, and I'll point at the breached whale kissing the star symbol, is it this one, the number 6? No, that's the SS one, wasn't it? Perfect, thank you. So that's a 6. Mike, do you want to take the next one?
Yeah, sure. Just drawing the symbol out. Okay, so for the fourth character of the password, is it in the top half of our list? No. Okay. Is it the sixth character, the breaching whale? Is it the seventh, the stitched scar? It is. Brilliant. Okay, seventh symbol. And last but not least, the fifth and final symbol of the password. Is it in the top half of the note? Yes. Is it the first symbol? Is it the second symbol? Is it the third symbol? Is it the fourth symbol? Hey, it's the fourth symbol. Thank you very much, Blob. Can we call you? Do you have a name, Blob?
Okay.
Could you tell us your name?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, cheers, bro. Jamie, that was actually already good. Okay, great. So, Ben, can we go over to the black box, please?
You can indeed.
And Jamie, I just want to check. So I've got 51674 for this.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, great. So can we go over to the black box and input the symbols as follows? So the symbol 5 in our note, which it looks like a skateboarder pulling a sick ollie. Then the number 1, which is actually does look a lot like a plane doing a stunt maneuver. Now you say it, Jamie. The next one could be symbol 6, so the beached whale. With the seagull. Wow, Jamie, you've really painted a picture with these, actually. I can't unsee. And then the fourth symbol would be number 7, which I think looks like a stitched scar, or like
that's good.
or like some a person with heavy eyelashes who's got their eye closed, but they've got a big scar running across it. Like, oh, they're a bit dangerous. Femme fatale. And then for the 5th and final symbol of the password, the symbol number 4, which looks a bit like a fancy 9 with a closed parenthesis.
Nice.
So you punch them into the keypad and the box opens.
Ooh. Hey!
The alien appears jubilant.
Steady on.
It vibrates dangerously before breaking free of its enclosure. A familiar rush of air picks up. The alien is picked up by the wind and swirls around the room before plunging into the box. The wind picks up strength and picks the both of you up off the ground, swirling around, bumping into each other and off the walls before hurtling one after the other towards the unbelievably small box. With not so much as a pop, you both make it through, but everything is dark. Congratulations, you have solved my puzzle with 8 minutes to spare.
Nice one. That was a good puzzle.
Yes,
that was a nice core puzzle. That one.
I like
nice that. Translatey puzzle. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it was good fun. So, how far from what you had in mind did we go?
Yeah, go on.
So actually,
it was solving it.
It was very, very similar. But I would have thought you would use the chalkboard. You draw up probably like the number 5,000 and say, is it bigger or smaller? So it was effectively what you were doing, but you, I think, possibly could have got there maybe slightly quicker by doing.
Oh, I see. So do it as a 5-digit number, and then bigger or smaller. Is that
yeah. Is it bigger than 5,000? Well, yes, it is, because it was or 50,000. Sorry, because it was 51,000.
Oh, so rather than trying to work out one number, we tried to work out 5 numbers.
Yes.
That is by far the more elegant solution, and
I thought might make slightly better listening.
I can see some stuff being fast forwarded for the listeners.
I think because actually, so originally it was going to be a 10-digit number, and I was like,
agony,
because that you couldn't. That would be really difficult to brute force. But I thought, well, if you didn't think of a different way to do it, then that would be agony. But I think the 5 numbers is probably fine.
I enjoyed that.
I enjoy that we settled on a significantly less elegant system.
It works. Don't question the method.
Yeah. Were there any voice lines that we didn't use?
It got angry. It could have gotten angry, and that would have sounded like this.
Does sound pretty indignant, to be fair.
I love it.
When you said its name, it obviously understood you and should have given you a name, but that was technically the excited sound.
What's your name? I'm excitement personified in jelly form.
Thanks very much for listening. You can subscribe to us on all of your favourite apps, feeds, iTunes, and at our website, www.theinfiniteescaperoom.com. You can follow us and get in touch via Facebook and Twitter at tier_podcast. If you enjoyed the episode, and we hope you did, we'd be much obliged if you could leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook, as it's a massive help in reaching new audiences. And as mentioned at the top of the show, we're also on Patreon. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/The Infinite Escape Room. where you can listen to episodes a week early, have your name mentioned on the show, get unedited episodes, and more. We love you lots, and we'll see you next time in another Infinite Escape Room. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Fatty bye now.